kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to one of the most thrilling nights here from the Western States Racing League. We're coming to you live from the legendary Bristol Motor Speedway, where the roar of the Injos echo through the Tennessee hills. Mike Timoni in the booth. Joined with me, as always, is Liam. Liam, man, how's it going?
Doing great here at the Bristol Motorsports Park, I guess. I had to call you out on that one. The Bristol Motor Speedway is obviously it is obviously one of the highlights of any stock car racing schedule, any Oval Series schedule, and the Western States Racing League get ready to take on some of the highest banks that they're going to see. But at the half-mile bull ring, it's going to be like jet fighters in a gymnasium. I don't know, man. These guys are going to be all over each other. They're going to have their work cut out for them. But we are in for a phenomenal show.
Well, we definitely are. We have several drivers looking to make a move here for the championship. Well, they're going through qualifying here. Let me jump back out 1 second here. We'll bring up the championship standings here as we are coming to drop weeks that are going to come into effect, as this is going to be one of the final races we're at here. Ryan Steele leads with Chad Simpson, Justin Michael, Butch Davis, Lyle Swearingen, Christian Bishop and James Lehman, all in a pretty tight battle, because once these drop weeks come into effect, they're going to shake up everything we know as it goes forward here in the next 3 weeks.
It's gonna be something else. We're gonna have to see what these guys throw together. I mean, a lot of these drivers up at the front, as we take a look at CEO and COO of whatever bottle washing, whatever Alan says, he's got a good phrase for it. But Bob Beltrami going out here, he's running a little bit slow. But as we look at the championship standings, Ryan Steele leads the points over Chad Simpson, Butch Davis. They've all completed 16 races, with the exception of Butch Davis, actually. He's at 15. So these guys are getting to the point where, they could just drop their worst finishes and keep their best 17. Some of these other drivers, like Justin Michael, he's missed a race. James Lehman, he's missed 3. He can't afford any more bad races. His drop weeks are the ones that he's already missed. Knew the point was coming somewhere.
Yeah, so he's got to figure out what he can do these last 3 weeks here to get to that championship, which is going to be hard for him, especially with the way Justin Michael has been running. But it has been basically the Justin Michael and James Lehman show here in the Western States Racing League, as they have combined for the. I mean, they both have the most wins here. It's insane how these drivers just seem to find their way to the front when it matters at the end of the race.
Justin Michael with 5 wins and James Lehman with 4. And I was just getting ready to say, what does James Lehman need to do? He needs to win, like he has 4 times already this season. He's got a tough competitor in Justin Michael, who's only missed 1 race. He's won 5 times, so his drop weeks could be used for bad races he's already had. It's not an advantage James Lehman has, having missed 3 races already. Every race from here on out has to be good enough to catch up to that 87 machine, and that's going to be a tough ask with how well Justin Michael's been running.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to help James Lehman is, I'm going to say this week, because last week we talked to Justin Michael. He was not excited about coming to Bristol. So, I mean, if Justin Michael has a bad week this week, James Lehman has a good one, this winds up being just one of Justin Michael's drop weeks. I mean, we'll see what happens here. We're sitting there watching Bentley Glazer. He already put down his lap, and it was the fastest right now with the 14:52.
Mike, another thing to think about, we talked a little bit about it in the pre-race, is that the incident limit has not changed for this event. I know it's a short track, we're going to be beating and banging, but it's still 12x for a penalty, and from there on out, every 4x. So, I mean, if you find yourself in 3 incidents, that could be a green flag penalty you have to serve. And if Justin Michael finds himself in that situation, well, this could be very well be one of his drop weeks.
Yeah, it definitely could be one of those drop weeks here. Who else is on track here?
Is also get no fast repairs throughout the course of this race. 4 sets of tires allotted. So 3 in the pits plus what you start on. 80% fuel limit. Still think we're going to be looking at a one-stop type of race. I think these guys can go between 125 and 150 on 100%. So I would have to believe they're going to be looking right around the 95 to 110 range. Can't imagine this thing's going to go green all the way, so they'll be able to save a little bit under yellow flags. Might be close to halftime when they have to pit, but I think these guys are going to be able to make it on one stop. We'll maybe try to see if we can talk to a driver or send a pit reporter down to get some information.
Yeah, see what their plans are.
I think these guys actually use TeamSpeak, so.
Oh yeah. There is that. Tried to migrate them over here. They're halfway.
They're comfortable. You can't fault them for that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They are always oblige when the race is over. You get the top 3 coming up over in here and getting their interviews done. So that's the most important part for our side of things. their side of things as long as they can communicate as needed. That's really it.
Where Chad Stearns wound up? 14:59. Good enough for third on the grid. Charlie Widener up there with the 14:71. $9:17. So don't think anybody else is going to take a run here, which leaves Justin Michael without a qualifying lap, as well as Justin T. Wilkinson back there as well. So several big name drivers towards the back here going to elect to start at the back and try and work their way through the field.
See how it plays out. I mean, the tough thing about starting in the back here at Bristol, by the time the restart happens, you're already a third of a lap down. Traffic in front of you is going to slow you down. It's very easy to go a lap down quickly here. So that's going to be something that these drivers, Justin Michael, Justin T. Wilkinson, Dan Brazington, Todd Miles, who ran well last week too, it's going to be something these guys are worried about.
Yeah, it's definitely something to watch here as they get ready to get into their cars. Familiar name, though, is going to be starting on the pole, and that is going to be Bentley Glazer. Take a few seasons off, but he is a past champion here in the Western States Racing League. Just to his outside is going to be Lyle Swearingen. Chad Stearns and Chad Simpson make up row number 2. Jai Baxter on the podium last week with James Lehman. Roll off in row number 3. Brian Barnes and Christian Bishop in row 4. Matthew Opplinger and David Weaver are going to start 9th and 10th. We've got Julian Ricci and Charlie Widener rolling off in row number 6. Row 7, Chris Sumard and Michael Melfeld Jr. Here we go.
After that, we jump over to Wayne Hutchinson and Bob Beltrami, making up row number 8. Butch Davis and Earl Weavers in a pair of Chevys make up row 9. And then we've got Ryan Steele, points leader, coming in, starting in 19th with Dennis Fuson to his outside. A couple of Fords here in row 11 with Wayne Fleet and Ray Partridge. And Morris Bogan, who got his first win, I believe, at Nashville earlier this season, with Barry Phil to his outside. SRM's very own Alan Bergen making his return to the series. Starts in 25th. He's got James Campbell to his outside. Different colors here on the number 1 truck. The Oregon Ducks are not in today. It's the turn 200. Colors for Heath Smith with Justin Michael to his outside, 5-time winner. JTW with Rob Haynes to his outside. Sean Royer and Daryl Scott. A couple of Chevys make up row 16. Todd Miles, final driver to get ready to rock and rumble here, as it seems Dan Brazington, William Fletcher, and Scott Kukas are either electing to start from the pits, or they're just going to go ahead and stay where they're at. Field is rolling off now, though, for 2 pace laps here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Things are going to be slippery here, Mike. It's not the ideal track situation. It's a dirty track after qualifying. It's been a little bit of time as the sun has been able to set. Rubber's going to keep the dust on this track. It's going to be kind of tough for these guys as they take the initial green flag, I think.
Yeah, track temp is 76. Temperature's probably going to come down throughout the night here as we work on through these 200 laps.
And the most important thing for these first couple, I would assume, is going to be keeping those tires underneath you. You've got low pressures on the left side, and you've got really, really cold tires at this stage in the game. You don't want to overdo anything while they're cold. You don't want to overdo anything while it's still early on in this show, Mike.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure you keep that truck under you for these first few laps until everything gets heated up and ready to rock and roll. Pace car is in. Bentley Glazer going to lead him through that Geico restart zone, and he is down and away, and we are green flag racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Of course, got to wait for the starter to wave the green flag, and pretty even for the initial start, but getting through 1 and 2, Chad Stearns and Bentley Glazer have a completely different fire lit underneath them as they're already half a second in front of Lyle Swearingen in third place.
Lyle Swearingen looked like he kind of got caught a little flat-footed there. Chad Simpson, James Lehman working their way through here. Kind of single-filed out now. Bentley Glazer with a 14.88.
Here comes the 42 up to the top side of Swearingen, trying to take away that third place. The outside seems to be where you want to be right now. Swearingen's going to lose 2 spots on this occasion. James Lehman completes the pass up on the outside, or at least tries to. Now, coming up off of the corner, he's going to get it done, and Swearingen's going to be able to slot back into 4th place. But expect to see a lot of that when runs come and drivers have somebody behind them. You can definitely expect to get freight trained throughout the course of this race.
Yeah, you can see how Jai Baxter saw those guys take the outside coming through the corner and went right there when he thought he had enough momentum to get by Swearingen.
Oh, caution flag. James Campbell, I believe, is not around. Bring out the first caution of the day.
Well, let's see who that caution involved here. 199 and Rob Haynes. James Campbell just kind of checked up, didn't want to get into the back. Who was the car in front of him there? Oh, JTW.
And he makes a bit of a reaction there and checks up in the middle of the corner. Gets that tap from the 199. Kind of game, set, match from there.
I think everybody else was just caught slowing down there.
First caution of the race. On lap number 7. Mike, I would expect to see that's not the only time we'll see that type of incident. Somebody maybe make a reaction. Somebody a couple spots behind. Not enough time to react.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, as soon as you check up, you're pretty much hoping nobody will run into you.
Working lap number 8 here at Bristol. Early caution flag. Bentley Glazer continues to lead. Chad Stearns and Chad Simpson. Saw a couple of Adams on the podium last night in the SCL. At J&M Landscaping.
J&M Group Industrial Services Winston Cup Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
My bad there, but we saw a couple of Adams on the podium in that race. Could we see a couple of Chads finish on the podium here today?
At least it's not a hanging one.
Would that create a giga Chad? Am I saying that right? Disappointment in Mike's silence is loud. Pace Truck's going to make that hard left turn. Bentley Glazer's going to lead him down. This time he's in control of when we go, and he gets going right away in that restart zone. Chad Stearns has one to his inside. Not for long, though, as he's got Lehman just behind him.
And Lehman pushed him right through that gap there, slide down in front of Chad Simpson, and like Michael Melfeld Jr. went down low on the track.
Up here in 5th place. He ran well last week. Got to talk to him a little bit. He's definitely stoked to have this momentum going his way. back here at Lehman going to the top side for the race lead.
Yeah, Lehman has it down here. Seemed pretty confident when we talked to him last week. We'll see what he can do here. Like I said, he has got to be looking for a couple more wins so he can contend there for that championship.
He's really not somebody who can afford to have a bad race, and he goes around off of turn number 2. Keeps it off of the wall. Nobody's going to hit him, but James Lehman spins from second place, tried to take away the race lead. That's the second caution of the race. Gonna fall to 16th with that. Let's take another look. Yeah, he kind of gets sideways in the middle of the corner and once he put the throttle back down, it was over.
Yeah, it looks like he was hoping he could throttle out of it. Just couldn't quite do it. Let's see here if we can see how close it was on the 05 here. You just start to slide. No real damage there. Luckily, Chad Stearns was able to squeeze between the wall and Lehman there, so no real damage. Might have, flat spotted the tires, but that's about it.
Yeah, one of those rare single car incidents here where nobody hits anything. Looks like everybody's gonna stay out here once again. Pretty early in the race to take tires, but I might have thought that maybe Lehman would have come in and gotten a set after that spin.
Knocked him clear down to 16th.
Well, maybe these guys were watching last night. You don't want to take that set of tires early on. You've only got a couple of sets when you're so limited. You don't want to run the risk of not having tires at the end when you really need them.
Well, I mean, you really haven't done anything at the moment with as far as how many laps you've actually ran on your tires. We've had alternate lap 6 and then this one here. So, I mean, 6 and 7 lap green flag runs. I don't know that it's going to do a ton of damage on those tires.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I gotta get the story rolling. This truck turns left once again. Bentley Glaze are gonna lead him down. Big time restart out of that 3 truck. He's gonna get away.
Same restart he's had most of the night here. Looks like Chad Simpson, Jai Baxter is gonna kind of heat up a little bit. Battle back here for 3rd. Side by side goes Opplinger and Lyle Swearengin for a moment as Opplinger gets away just a little bit here. Oh, Weaver goes into the inside wall, keeps it going the right direction, make sure everybody stays off of him, and we would have stayed green, but Fleet decided to slam on the brakes there.
Ellen Bergen turned around backwards. Started a while ago with Wayne Fleet. Or, sorry, it was David Weaver who got sideways. Wayne Fleet got turned around.
Happened here with Wayne Fleet. Oh, he got helped around. Owen Bergen tried to stay out of it, and he gets a pile up there.
It looked like the 62 potentially was the one who made the contact with Wayne Fleet. Got them both sideways.
If we can.
Scott was coming back down the racetrack, just clipped Allen. There's where Weaver got sideways.
Doesn't look like he touched anything, but
no, he's really just really trying to
tried to stay
really trying to keep it off a Widener.
Looks like Wayne Fleet tried to slow up. Daryl Scott got into the back of him. Alan Bergen also involved there. So that's what you were saying. You know, if one guy starts to check up, there's not enough time for anybody else to change their direction at all.
No, there really isn't. And at a track like this where the corners are so tight, the track is so small, it's tough to see what's in front of you as well. I mean, you don't really know what's going on in turn 2 until you're midway through turn 1. So it's really tough.
Bentley Glazer will get another chance at his nice restarts he's been having.
He's been phenomenal. I mean, it's really easy when you take off in the first position to get a jump on these restarts. We'll see how it goes if we get a longer run, if that truck's going to falter or if he's going to be able to continue on. We know we've got at least one pit stop coming. Got in touch with the driver who said it should just be a one-stop situation here. With these cautions happening early, it should make it pretty easy to get past that lap 100 point, so you know you can make it.
Yeah, I'd assume you could get past that lap 100 point with half the race so far being run under caution. Pace truck is in. Bentley Glazer going to lead him into that Geico restart zone once again. Like he waited a little bit longer than he did last time, but he's still got that lightning restart here. Chad Simpson trying to hang on is going to have Matthew Opplinger to his outside.
Great run there from the Sprite Toyota Tundra up on the top side of that Dr. Dabber machine. Side by side here for third place, and it looks like Opplinger is going to get that run up on the outside. Coming up off of turn number 2, everybody gets single file up in the top 6, but it's side by side here with Lyle Swearingen trying to make a move.
Lyle Swearingen side by side running the top side. Christian Bishop down on the bottom. They come through the backstretch once again. Bob Beltrami also trying to get by Carly Widener on the bottom side. James Lehman also trying to push by too.
Bishop had himself a pretty big wiggle there coming up off of the corner. Kept it straight, didn't lose much momentum, if any. Bob Beltrami doing a really good job. I thought he was sliding entering the corner, but this camera angle, it just goes to show how hard these guys are working every single lap. 15-second laps, 14.97 that last time around for Bob Beltrami. Is here we've got to move up in front of him. Ryan Barnes taking the fight to Christian Bishop. Barnes coming up on the outside in that Hall of Fame Dirty Mo Media machine. Bob Beltrami trying to follow him through. Bishop comes up and the caution's out. Somebody was slow there on the inside. Daryl Scott may have been involved in this one with Todd Fleet, or Todd Miles and Wayne Fleet.
Yeah.
Wayne Fleet's got hefty damage there. You see smoke coming off of the back bumper.
Let's see if we can see what happened. Wayne Fleet. spinning all around.
Got nowhere to go, and the 6 just stayed in the middle of the racetrack.
Almost right in front of the leaders. That would have been another half a lap. They would have been right there. And that could have been disastrous. On board with Daryl Scott here. Yeah, just tried to avoid it. Nothing he could really do. Basically, everybody involved there decided to come down pit lane.
Super shocked about that one. I think we're going to see a lot of attrition in this one, and seeing it early on. James Lehman has been able to work his way back up to 11th after spinning out, falling to 16th. So far, a good recovery for him with just a few limited green flag laps. And Mike, we kind of knew it was going to be like this here at Bristol. There's just so much speed, so little time to react. When something happens in front of you, this much traffic, things get checked up in a hurry.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about it. I mean, we kind of knew this is what Bristol was going to be. And these guys are some of the best drivers here on the sim, but it's still Bristol. I mean, if something happens, somebody checks up, it just tends to create more chaos than people being able to avoid it.
And I mean, yeah, we've got, I think, up to 28, maybe 30-degree banks up at the top lane. But this isn't Talladega, you know. You've only got maybe three truck widths that you can really work with, so not a lot of space to go when things happen. Green flag back in the air. Bentley Glazer gets down and away by a couple of car lengths. Opplinger tried to work that inside against Chad Stearns. Nothing doing. Take a look at Justin Michael back in the field. He's up 8 spots from where he started, up in 20th position. Working around points leader Ryan Steele as they continue to go side by side. This time for 3rd place. Opplinger can't hold on. Tries to slide up in front of Lyle Swearingen. Nothing doing until he comes up out of turn number 4, where he can finally solidify himself in the 4th place.
Yeah, Lyle Swearingen started on the front row, faded back quite a little ways here, and now he has Jai Baxter down to his inside too.
Swearingen got sideways on corner entry, kept it straight before he put the gas down, and does a really good job of keeping that truck straight. But I tell you what, man, that guy has used up a little bit of his rear tires. He wants to try to cool them down. That's probably why he went to the bottom side.
Are all working. Looks like Jai Baxter lost a little bit of ground as Bob Beltrami is going to go to the high side. James Lehman's up there with him. Harley Widener by. Butch Davis also going to that high side. Jai Baxter is going to be stuck down on the bottom for quite a while unless he can figure out a way to work to that outside lane.
And it's going to be tough. He might be holding on for a couple of spots here. There is a space between the 50 and the 43. Might be able to slot back into that, but right now, he's getting freight trained up on that inside lane. We're used to seeing that up on the outside. I shouldn't say we're used to, but problem down the back straightaway. We're at the 22. Going to be able to continue on. Todd Miles, no caution as of yet. We'll see if we can get a look at that, but we might have to wait until the next yellow if we can. Lehman to the inside of Beltrami. Tried to take away 8th place. Little sideways coming up off of the corner. Big wiggle. Good save there, but he's going to slide back into 9.
We've seen those wiggles happen almost every other lap as the field's going by a driver down on the bottom side. A couple drivers down.
Alan Bergen, James Campbell down on the inside. Drivers involved in the first and second incidents, I believe, or maybe first and third. Got some damage on the trucks. They're not going to be competitive at the moment. There's Daryl Scott going in almost around. Pits. No, he didn't make the pits. You were right. He almost spun that car. Here comes Widener, leaving a lot of top open for Bob Beltrami. These are single filed out for the most part up in the top 20. Gray Partridge is around Ryan Steele for a battle, and Wayne Hutchison just got around Morris Bogan in 22nd. But other than that, until we got, oh, here we go, Alan Bergen up on the top side, causing these drivers to have to run somewhere else. Wayne Hutchison.
And James Campbell up on the high side now, bouncing off the wall.
Almost bounces it off of Heath Smith. He does still have Oregon on the truck. Running the turn 200 feed scheme this week. Just in front of him, Ryan Steele, your points leader, coming in. Not the race he's wanted to have. And speaking of, well, caution flag is out. Just getting ready to talk about Justin Michael. The yellow flag is out once again here on lap 53.
Looks like it involved Christian Bishop. See what we can see here with the 26 machine. Oh,
and sideways on entry. Widener gets into the back of him, and well, the caution comes out.
Doesn't look like any real harm in a few of these cautions we've seen.
Yeah, a lot of minor incidents. You love to see that at Bristol. Not that you like to see any incidents, but you know it's tough when you see a lot of trucks get taken out in a single incident. As we go back to live pictures, we've got some.
Well, we're gonna go back here real quick to look see what happened to Todd Miles. Yeah, same thing. Just went high off the corner, lost it. And that's what didn't bring out a caution.
My only guess there is that he was all the way on the inside by the time it went all the way around. However, the 26 did not go all the way around either. A lot of pit stops happening. Heath Smith, Justin Michael, JTW, Rob Haynes, Christian Bishop, of course, came in. James Lehman, Brian Barnes. Get you updated on who came in and who didn't in just a few moments, as some drivers are still getting service done. Looks like Charlie Widener is going to be the first one on fresh tires. Bob Beltrami, James Lehman, Brian Barnes, Christian Bishop, Michael Milfeld, and Ryan Steele. James Campbell came into the pits. Doesn't look like he took any service. Justin Michael, JTW, Wayne Hutchinson, and Heath Smith also took 4 tires. Rob Haynes got some damage repairs. That's all of the service done on lead lap drivers.
Well, it looks like James Campbell didn't come in or anything, I guess.
The free pass. I think that's what it was.
Just
where it says he had yeah, I think where it says he had the pit time, I think that was due to incident earlier, because it doesn't say a pit lap. I believe he just got the free pass that last time around and is back on the lead lap. Justin Michael, JTW, Wayne Hutchinson, Heath Smith, and I believe Rob Haynes came in a lap after pit was open, so they're going to have to start behind that free pass machine.
Looks like it as they're getting ready to stack up, I believe, this time. A little over half the field didn't come down pit lane, so.
Imagine those guys are maybe wait until a little bit closer to halfway. As Bentley Glazer, it looks like a little bit of a Delaware restart here for a second. Now the 05 gets up and side by side with them, but Ace Truck's getting ready to make that hard left turn once again, Mike.
Glazer down and away with another 2 or 3 car length start here. Chad Stearns, Chad Simpson. Ooh. Opplinger gets a huge run on that outside lane.
He's going to be able to clear Simpson, no problem. Works back to the outside. Got a good entry against that 05. Gets right up next to that wall and probably cost him a little bit of momentum with that, but still not slowing down as he catches up once again to the rear bumper of the 05, Chad Stearns.
You know, Opplinger has had that car or that truck on rails. It seems like he gets that outside line and nothing really can slow him down.
He's making up a lot of time on entry, and if you notice, Chad Stearns, now he moves down to a lower lane. Chad Stearns is making up a lot of his time on the exit of the corner. Working the bottom side versus Opplinger's top side right now seems to work in the favor of Stearns. So Opplinger seems to have restarts down. Now he's got Chad Simpson back to his inside as we've got almost 3 wide coming up off of the corner with Widener, Simard, and Ricci. James Lehman trying to find a way through as well.
Yeah, Lehman's trying to fight his way back to the front. But Ricci was into that outside wall.
Lehman following Widener through here on the fresh tires. Trying to maybe get around him there in the corner, but nothing quite doing there as they've worked back into the top 10. It's 9th and 10th for Widener and Lehman. Comes Lehman up on the top side. Widener's going to close the door.
Lehman gets loose again. Bob Beltrami loose. Massive checkup in the field as Beltrami got loose. Oh,
man. Into the wall goes
the outside wall.
Another one goes down to the inside. Bill Green. Beltrami's got a lot of right front damage. That fender is pushed in entirely if tire rubs were... Oh, and around goes Beltrami! JTW is going to get into him to finish the job, and Milfeld gets a piece of it.
Ooh.
I believe that's Dennis Fuson got around as well. He's up against the outside wall.
See if I can see what happened before with Beltrami here. Let's go back a little ways. All right, where is? Of course, everybody's pitting.
I think Bob was a similar deal. You know, he just got up in there outside of the groove, got loose.
Got loose, yep. But look at everybody trying to avoid. Everybody looks pretty good there. After they avoided that initial, Beltrami has a little bit more momentum. Couldn't really check up either. We had Morris Bogan behind him, gets into Julian Ricci. Make it a couple more laps here. Or maybe not even a couple more laps. Looks like Beltrami's going to get a little loose.
Yeah, but it seems like he's still got speed
still
at
good.
this point.
Oh, that
goes down to the bottom.
Oh, Dennis Poussin did get turned around up there too.
Charlie Widener is going to inherit the race lead.
I would say that's going to shake it up a little bit here as everybody else comes down pit lane.
It looked like Partridge just made a pit stop yet, though.
Yeah. But look who's going to be starting next to each other. In row number 2.
James Lehman, Justin Michael. 9 wins combined for these two drivers this season so far. Race number 17, that is an insane stat. They've got more than half of the wins combined amongst the two of them.
We'll give somebody else another shot at the restart here.
Green flag back in the air, and Widener gets himself a strong restart. Partridge up on the outside. Kind of a sitting duck. He's going to get passed now by Justin Michael on the inside. Here comes Lehman trying to make a move on Widener. Look at the 8 fighting back up on the top side.
Yeah, the 8's hanging tough up there on that high side. Justin Michael jumped down to the inside initially trying to get this run and just hasn't been able to quite complete it yet as the 8 is still there. Caution is out.
Lead Bob Beltrami once again.
Oh, Poussin as well. Oh, and Campbell.
James Campbell.
I mean, Poussin had nowhere to go.
That was just an unfortunate circumstance for him. Beltrami involved in consecutive cautions here now. Getting some damage repaired in the pit lane. He's going to be in 28th position. Currently sitting 4 laps down.
This is definitely going to be a war of attrition here. Who can survive the incidents at Bristol?
Bentley Glazer, who took tires on lap number 69, he was able to get himself up into the top 10. Didn't have a lot of time for that run to really warm up. Was able to gain himself a couple of positions. Chad Stearns not too far behind him. See what that 15-lap tire advantage can do for these drivers.
Several drivers still in the pits. Ricci, Fuson, Barry Phil, Daryl Scott, Bob Beltrami. Lights are still on the pace truck.
Should be getting the one to green this time. Daryl Scott coming up off the pit lane. Field's going to double it up once again. 80 laps complete, going to be 81 when they take the restart. Still 120 laps to go. Last great Coliseum. Eidner and Lehman on the front row. Pace truck makes that hard left turn into the restart zone. Widener's able to get away strong. Lehman's got a bumper full of Justin Michael.
Yeah, Justin Michael's not going to waste any time trying to get by Ray Partridge. James Lehman not wasting any time going right at the leader here, down on the inside.
To make it happen, not enough grip there on the bottom. Allow 95 to stay in the race lead, and I am impressed with Partridge's fight here on the bottom side of the racetrack against Justin Michael. JTW just behind. Those are two of the winningest drivers in this series for the last couple of years. Ray Partridge doing a really good job there on old tires. Gets loose down there on the bottom, and he's going to lose those spots.
Yeah, he loses those spots, but he kept it straight. As behind him, looks like Christian Bishop got a little loose. There's a pile of lap cars down on the bottom side trying to get out of the way.
It's just been coming up off of the pit lane as well, but sideways comes Christian Bishop coming up off of the corner. He's going to save it. On the apron, Butch Davis skirts through the middle.
3 wide, and Butch Davis makes it right through just in the nick of time before it tightened up on him. Like Bentley Glazer's going to go down to the inside of Brian Barnes.
Got to work through on those fresher tires. He's got Oplinger just in front of him. Oplinger on a completely different strategy, trying to work a way around the 8 truck. Not quite able to work his way past him, and that's going to hold up that 3. Oh, trouble. Turn 4. Guy Baxter has gone around. Might have been contact here with Butch Davis. Nope. He's all by himself.
No contact.
None at all. Oh, Morris Bogan might have scraped him there, yeah.
Not too bad, though. Her spinning in front of almost everybody. Well, with that, let's step aside for a moment while they roll their way around here. Take a commercial break, and we'll be right back after this. All right, we are back under green flag racing. Challenge for the lead. James Lehman down to the inside of Charlie Widener.
Got a little bit loose there coming up off of 4. Wasn't quite able to hold on, but we've got a challenge for 3rd place as here comes the 199 Rob Haynes, able to get around Justin Michael for 3rd as they are side by side for the lead once again. James Lehman really doesn't want to give this up.
James Lehman is battling as hard as he can, trying to get by. It looks like he might be overdriving.
Oh, trouble, turn 2. Morris Bogan has got around in turn 2. The halfway point is going to happen under yellow flag conditions here today. What happened to Morris here? Kind of towards the back, jumps down to the bottom, and the truck just wasn't used to it. Or the driver maybe wasn't used to the truck's reaction. Gets down there, gets sideways, goes around, nobody hits him. Gonna keep on keeping on.
I think we've seen that a few times. Drivers driving that high lane, then all of a sudden they go down to that bottom, and coming into the corner, like they don't know how much brake they need, or try and put on a little too much brake and wind up spinning sideways. Bentley Glazer has been slowly able to make his way back up into the top 5.
A really good run for him after the pit stop, being able to work through this traffic. Got some of the best in the business in front of him now, though. It'd be tough to make those passes.
Yeah, Rob Haynes up 27 spots right now, currently running P3. Justin Michael up 24, both after having disappointing qualifying efforts.
Justin Michael elected not to put a lap down.
It looked like both of them started to and then decided they better not. Stacked back up once again. These guys were itching ready to go. We have one more lap till we get to the green flag.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, these guys know it's been kind of a caution fest so far. They want to go and show what their trucks are capable of, but you've only got a limited time to do so when you keep seeing all these yellow flags. These guys are antsy to get everything they can in these next couple of laps because they don't know how long this is going to last. And of course, that's nothing against, the drivers here. This is just kind of the way that Bristol has worked out. Keep restarting double file. We've got trucks all over each other, and base truck makes that hard left turn once again. Widener gets away strong. Justin Michael just behind him, but don't forget those fresh tires on Bentley Glazer. Restarted 5th. Big run there for the 50 coming up off of turn 2. Elects to stay up on the outside. He's going to try to come down inside. Right up on the rear bumper for the lead. And here comes Glazer to the inside of Michael. Here comes Lehman to the inside for the lead.
Lehman's tried it multiple times, just hasn't been able to get the job done as Charlie Widener is able to drive away on exit. But he is even with him here. We'll see how he handles it as they come down the backstretch.
getting in there pretty deep, but there's just not enough corner here to pull the slide job. Coming up off of turn number 2, he's dead even with him, or turn 4 rather, he's dead even with him. Now off of 2, advantage goes back to Widener. Lehman has to jump in to prevent the 199 from getting that space.
Let's say we're doing that. The 199 was licking his chops, trying to roll in right behind him, trying to just suck up to them as Lehman's almost around as he goes inside outside. Morris Bogan around.
No caution yet. He's going to stay to the inside. Now the caution's going to come out. Earl Weaver, Dennis Fuson. Looks like Daryl Scott might have gotten a piece of that as well.
Let's see what happened to Morris here. He was the first one I noticed go around. Self-spin down on the inside. He was able to get to the pits, though, before that happened. And we'll see what happened to Earl Weaver here. Oh, Fuson slid up in front of Weaver, and Weaver helped him around.
Oh, and
wow,
Daryl
Scott.
I think he might have gotten a piece from David Weaver. Might have gotten a shot that got him turned sideways as they were checking up for that incident.
Let's take a look here, see what happened to Scott. On the back stretch, check up. Oh no, just
no. He got into the back of Weaver there, checking up.
Yeah. The flagman has had his workout tonight, as the pace truck driver.
And the most laps led award right now sits in the hands of that pace truck driver. So, hoping to not hold on to that record. But Bristol's tough, man. Things happen in a hurry, and there is a lot going on all the time.
Well, I don't know that I've seen anybody have to take that penalty for incident limits yet. They did. Looks like they probably checked out of the race, as we have Sean Rohr, Todd Miles, Alan Bergen, Bob Beltrami all calling it a night.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to take that penalty, especially given the fact that you have to do it under green flag conditions.
Yeah, I think the only thing that would save that is the fact that they are using, I believe, dual pit lanes, so it won't be quite as bad if they were using single. But still, it's still a penalty you don't want to have.
No, it's still going to put you down at least 2 laps. Laps click off so fast here. You can't afford to have to come in under green. Grissom Hart, Julian Ricci at the back of the field. They came in under this last caution. So did Jai Baxter, Butch Davis. They'll be able to go to the end. The green flag back in the air. Widener driving away. Lehman up on the top side. We'll see what kind of run he can get. Got a huge run down the back straightaway. Gets into the back of that race leader 95.
Yeah, Widener just slid up and shut that door as they are sideways back behind him.
4 wide down the front stretch. Chad Stearns down on the apron. Got some right front damage. everybody's going to get away okay for now.
It looks like Ryan Steele might have been sideways there.
Wayne Hutchison off the pace. Continuing to lose spots on the inside. Milfeld now moves up to his outside. That 17 is not looking good right now.
It might have been the 17 I saw sideways.
James Lehman able to take over the race lead.
What happened to Charlie Widener? Looks like he might have got loose there.
And here comes Haynes in for second place, trying to take it away. It's a little bit loose on the bottom side.
Wayne Fleet down out of the way. Rob Haynes got loose. Going to lose third place here to Bentley Glazer.
Glazer came in 15 laps after the drivers in front of him. He's going to try to cut down to the inside of Widener. Not enough momentum at the moment. Goes right up next to the wall. Tries to cut down coming up off of turn number 4. Sideways is JTW coming up off of turn number 4. Going to keep it straight. Green flag still in the air. And look at Bentley Glazer just ringing it down on the inside. He's going to be able to complete that pass for second place. Widener on the outside. Gets a run coming up off of the corner, but not quite enough to get back to the inside. Glazer's got just over half a second. Lyle Swearingen back here.
Okay, Lyle Swearingen off the pace.
The last time around, James Lehman was still a little bit quicker than Bentley Glazer behind him. Guys trading lap times back and forth, but a 15:10 to a 15:13 last time. This time across the line, to 15:11 to a 15:10. Bentley Glazer just 100th quicker that time around. Oh, up into the wall goes Rob Haynes. Justin Michael's going to complete that pass for 4th.
Yeah, it looks like Haynes having a little bit of trouble on those tires after he got loose a couple laps ago. Been falling back ever since.
James Lehman continues to increase that gap from the race lead, though. Major question is going to be, is there another pit stop required? You have to believe these guys can't do 150 laps on fuel. There has been numerous caution laps throughout the course of this thing. Now, Bentley Glazer starting to try to bite into this lead. Last time by, he was about a 10th quicker. He might be finding his way.
Justin Michael down to the inside of Charlie Widener.
To complete that pass, going to be for 3rd place. Oh, and Michael hard into the wall. Widener's going to get hit by Butch Davis. Big time contact here on lap number 130. Justin Michael. Heavy damage to the front end of that machine. Widener was coming down trying to pinch him, and Michael was coming back up the racetrack. He just kind of hit at the midpoint of the groove.
Yeah, it looked like they both were kind of going to the same area here. Oh, we switched to the other side here of Justin Michael's machine.
Yeah, I can't imagine the 87's going to be super pleased with that.
Yeah, it looked like Charlie was basically trying to run straight off the corner, just not Not expecting that to happen there.
Ryan Steele takes over the race lead. Came in on lap number 98. Ray Partridge finally made a pit stop on lap 91. He's going to be in second place. Michael Milfeld Jr., who came in on lap 111 with Jai Baxter. Ryan Barnes, Julian Ritchie behind him. All came in on lap 109.
We said, were they going to need another pit stop? I would assume yes, but...
Well, all the guys I was worried about, they've already come in.
Yeah, they all came in. But now you have the guys that were close, though.
They are either going to be closer or not worried after this caution or the next one. They were already able to make it to 98 and 91.
Yeah, they should be fine. I mean, unless we run the rest of the race green.
Working the 11th caution of the race so far. Ryan Steele coming across to complete lap 134. 1 to green from the pace car, from the flag stand, so we'll have 65 laps to go when we take this restart. We'll still have 20 cars on the lead lap. I believe. Rob Haynes is putting it up on the hauler. Did Charlie Widener, and green flag back in the air. Bit of a scuffled restart in the middle. Ryan Steele able to get away strong. Michael Milfeld moves up into second place.
Jai Baxter trying to stay on that high side, has Bentley Glazer behind him. Glazer down to the inside, or let's try Baxter. His Glazer disappeared.
Trying to get around Partridge. He's on a little bit fresher tires here than Partridge is. 20 laps. Partridge tries to stay on the outside. Not quite enough. Baxter's going to get clear. He's going to slide up, potentially. No, he's going to stay on the bottom. Now he coming up off the point.
Okay, sees Bentley Glazer coming up behind him. Down to the inside goes Glazer.
Oh, trouble, turn 4. Samard hard into the wall. He's going to stay up there, but that cost Julian Ritchie a ton of track position as well. No caution. Bard's going to bring it down to the pits.
Take a look real quick. Oh, just
take a shot
Lehman.
from Lehman.
Battle
Here
for the
comes
lead now.
Glazer. Bentley Glazer on the freshest tires. He's got 33 laps of an advantage over Ryan Steele. He's going to take the race lead. 3 wide just behind this pack. Chad Simpson up all the way out of the top. Everybody splitting Partridge.
Yeah, Partridge got stuck where you don't want to be. Tried to get out of it as quick as possible. Probably slowed down a little bit too much as Chad Stearns goes to the inside. Looks like the one machine of Heath Smith's also going to try and go down there. And he gets loose again, does Ray Partridge. Saw a little wiggle coming out of the rear end of that number 8 machine. Brian Barnes right behind him trying to figure out if he wants to dive down to the inside, and he'll do just that.
all that was happening, James Lehman was able to get around Michael Milfeld Jr. for the third position. He's putting a heavy bead on Ryan Steele now for second, and he sits 1.3 seconds behind the race lead, just a couple of hundredths quicker per lap, but quicker nonetheless, with 55 laps to go now, 54 to go as they cross the stripe. Steele's going to have a back bumper full of Lehman as Chad Simpson has a couple of them to his outside. Opplinger trying to follow Michael Milfeld through as Simpson gets a nice run middle of the corner. Opplinger now to the bottom of Simpson, trying to get it done. Simpson completes the pass. Opplinger going to try to follow him through.
Yeah, Opplinger tried to push either one of them through, just finally was able to get Simpson through. Now Chad Stearns going to go down to the bottom and test. Michael Milfeld Jr. gets by and is looking to Opplinger now. Opplinger almost into the wall.
Even able to, trouble, turn 4, front straightaway. One of them got sideways, no caution yet, but that was Christian Bishop. Gonna try to get moving here without bringing the caution out, and he's gonna be good. Bentley Glazer out front, just under 2 seconds.
Like Justin Michael caught some damage. He goes a lap down.
Yeah, he was caught up in that earlier incident. He got put head on into the wall. This could be, you never want to wish for misfortune, but this could be the break that James Lehman needs. If he can get up front, chase this leader down, get this race win, big time wiggle there. If he can get this race win, Justin Michael has a bad day like he's having right now in 17th. Could close in what these drop weeks do for him.
Bentley Glazer going to come up on some lap traffic. Chad Simpson's going the wrong way as Chad Stearns and Heath Smith get by.
Things are starting to separate out now. We've got trucks with damage. We've got guys on different strategies here. There's not a lot of fighting that certain drivers are going to be able to do against other drivers attacking. This could be where we see a little bit of a, I don't want to say a lull, but this could be where we start to see where these trucks perform to their full capabilities.
You are not wrong. Looks like Heath Smith's still trying to hose in there a little bit. Looks like Jai Baxter was able to get by JTW.
That's for a top 10 spot with JTW. He's right up on that rear bumper trying to pass him back. W works his way up into the top 10. Got plenty pressure tires in that 5 around him. Right now, a lot of track position to deal with. As Ryan Steele is getting passed by Heath Smith.
Well, with that being said, we'll take our second commercial break here. Go side by side, you won't miss anything, and we'll be back for the conclusion of the Western States Racing League at Bristol Motor Speedway. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Western States Racing League at Bristol Motor Speedway. Didn't miss anything while we were away. Looks like JTW and Ryan still have been battling a little bit hot and heavy here with less than 25 laps to go here. Bentley Glazer leading the race.
He has pulled out to a major gap, 4.5 seconds over James Lehman in second place. Huge gap for that 3 truck. 23 to go when he crosses the start-finish line. He's just going to have to try to get through this lap traffic smooth and calm. Opplinger side by side with Chad Stearns here. That's a battle for a podium position. Coming up off of the corner. Advantage to the outside. There's the 6th truck lap down. He's going to try to get out of the way there, and that might cost Chad Stearns there a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, that was almost bad there if that would have been a half a second later, as it looked like the 6 there almost lost the handle, headed into the corner, slid up the track a couple places there, but able to get by.
Pete Smith trying to put his nose up in this battle too. He says, hey, I want to talk to those guys on Sim Racing Media. Got a new paint scheme this week. Like to talk about it. Got 2 of them in front. He's going to get on the podium if he can get there. And James Lehman just in front of these guys. He has really been struggling as of late and falling back to this crew. With just under 20 laps to go, Lehman sideways almost gets into the wall.
And he did tail slap it there a little bit.
These guys are chasing him down big time. Lehman is struggling on those tires. And as these guys continue side by side, they're going to catch up to that 50 truck. Where do they go?
I don't know. Chad Stearns had a wiggle. Opplinger had one as well.
Stearns, he's going to try to stay on the inside, see if he can't use that 50 as a pick. 51's going to be best case scenario, trying to cut it 3 wide in the middle. Pete Smith is looking at both of these guys like, oh, goes Lehman. Stearns around with him. The caution's going to come out with 17 laps to go.
Bentley Glazer did not want to see that. He had set sail, booked his ticket to the winner's circle, and now he has to have another restart.
Bentley Glazer, he is going to be really frustrated right now. That was looking like an easy street type of win if that could have come home green. But unfortunately, the 50 truck of James Lehman spins out. Chad Stearns just behind, nowhere to go, gets caught up in it. Let's take another look. Oh, and Jai Baxter goes in and slides into the 50, giving him front end damage. And so does Chad Stearns. Heard a little bit of displeasure on the radio of that Lehman machine. And now we understand why he is.
If you ever wondered what it was like, cars coming at you 200 miles an hour.
It's like double that, but still scary. Jeez, man. That Ryan Steele, I'm not sure if he scraped the side there, but... Well, Mike, interesting stories up front. Most everybody came into pit. Bentley Glazer, Opplinger, Simpson. However, Heath Smith has elected not to. His last pit stop being on lap 132. Got a little piece of that. He knew he was quicker than the drivers in front of him, but is he going to be quicker than the drivers behind, or can he hold them off for the last 13 or so laps?
I don't know. That's going to be rough. On board here with Jai Baxter.
Yellow lights are on. He's checking out.
Oh,
whoa.
He did not see Lehman down there. He just saw Chad Stearns up in the middle of the track.
Yeah, he obviously didn't mean to do that, but well, we're going to see here. Heath Smith is going to take over the race lead with Ryan Steele to his outside and Butch Davis behind him. Those are the only 3 drivers who did not come in and take tires that are in the top 10 right now. Bentley Glazer, second car on the outside, just came in under this caution flag. He's going to have fresh tires. Everybody behind him going to be in the same boat. So there's a couple of different questions up here. Can Heath Smith hold on 50-lap-old tires? Who's going to get through the older tires quickest? Can they make it back to the checkered flag? Green flag back in the air. Strong restart from the inside. Bentley Glazer. Oh, contact!
Around.
Butch Davis gets turned sideways. Gonna keep it straight. No! Big crash in turn 2. Huge pileup. That all got started when Opplinger tried to get down to the inside of Butch Davis, getting into turns 1 and 2. Contact was made, and both of those trucks were sent for a ride. I believe Butch Davis rode on top of another truck at some point.
Well, that's what started it. Oh,
almost upside down was the 43.
let's take a ride on board here with Butch Davis.
Oh. Okay, then.
Yeah. Let's see what happened to Brian Barnes.
Yeah, that's a much more appropriate thing to talk about.
Yeah.
That whole thing just happened in front of him. Good job stopping
Wow.
to avoid the crash.
Partridge got by too, it looked like.
I know stopping in a parking lot is not the most exciting thing. You know, you feel like Days of Thunder when you fly through a crash like that, but it is definitely the safest way.
Yeah.
And it is effective, as see Barnes is able to get through with no damage. Not entirely sure what the situation was in the 43 there. We will have a restart coming our way. 8 laps to go right now, 7 as they cross the line. I believe we should be going single file with the first lap caution, right?
Yeah, should be single file restart, which helps Heath Smith, seeing as how Bentley Glazer was going to be starting to his outside after getting by Ryan Steele.
I would also argue that helps Bentley Glazer because the next driver on tires is now not right behind him. There's a car in between.
True.
That's Ryan Steele, who's been on the same tires since lap 98, so he's approaching 98 laps on those tires.
I heard somebody
Lights are
getting a
off.
penalty.
Lights are off on the pace car, and it looks like Heath Smith is committing to the inside in a single file restart. It's going to jump back up to the top. We're going to have 5 laps to go to decide a winner here in Bristol. Race truck makes the hard left turn. Heath Smith down and away. 5 more laps here at Bristol. Can Bentley Glazer get it done? Moves to the inside, coming up off of turn 2. He's got a lot of grip in that 3 machine.
Going to use the force as he goes around. Baxter coming out.
Smith not giving up. Simpson able to get in for second. The lapped car going to get in the way of Glazer. Check up his run. Contact for the lead. Heath Smith into the outside wall. He got loose coming up off of the corner. Bentley Glazer takes over the race lead, coming to 2 laps to go. Christian Bishop slots up in front of Chad Simpson, slows him down.
Christian Bishop, almost a wrecking ball there, almost hit JTW sideways, got side by side with Michael Melfeld Jr. Came out of the pits at exactly the wrong time. White flag, we were racing back to checkers.
Mike, you talked about it before. Bentley Glazer is a former champion, but he's never gotten it done here at Bristol on Tuesday nights. Coming out of the final quarter, Bentley Glazer gets his first at Bristol and his first of the season. And he's immediately on the radio apologizing to the one for the contact that was made. But, Mike, I tell you what, from our angle, it looked like that one just got a little bit loose coming out of the corner, and the coming together was no fault of anybody.
Take a look here for the pass for the lead real quick.
Now working around the outside of the lap truck, Christian Bishop. Bentley trying to give him space, and one truck just gets loose.
Yeah. I know Bentley is not a driver who wants to win a race based on contact like that, but he's going to burn it down. He should know that's not his fault. He deserves to burn this one down. Little victory lap there for the 3. Mike, it's not the first time we've seen the 3 win at Bristol after a little bit of contact with a competitor.
Definitely not.
Bentley Glazer gets it done here today. Second place, Chad Simpson, and JTW comes home with a podium finish. Michael Milfelt Jr. and Matthew Oppliger round out the top 5. You can go ahead and get with third place finisher JTW up in the booth. It's Liam and Mike. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, it was definitely an eventful race for you. You started from the back, did not put down a qualifying lap, and, it wasn't easy, but it was nowhere but forward from there. Talk about your day.
Yeah, crazy. I tried to put down a qualifying lap, but I got a little too anxious coming out of 4 and wasted my first lap and went across the line, so no go there. So just tried to play it safe there and avoid all the mayhem, and there was plenty of that. I had a couple run-ins there and almost, I think I spent about half the race worried about getting another penalty and getting a drive-through. So I had to drive pretty careful there for a while, and I didn't think I was going to make it. But thankfully, I avoided all the carnage and the mayhem and lucked my way up there. I'd like to say luck. I don't like this track at all because I'm just bad at it. So I'll take a P3 for sure.
You talk about getting the penalties for incidents. What did that 12 incident limit before you get a penalty do in your brain coming into this race? How did it change the way you attacked this race?
You could say you're going to drive careful all you want, but really it's, with the at-fault penalty system, at a place like Bristol, you could be as careful as possible, and somebody else could wrap you up in their kind of mishap and mess, and I've had that happen more than once this season, and it's no fun. So I said I would be careful. Really, I just wanted to play it safe and kind of drive my race and work my way forward. I saw that Justin Michael was also back there with me. So I told myself, you know what, I'm just going to mirror what this guy does because he seems to find his way to the front every week. So why not?
Well, Justin, that last restart seemed like a pretty crazy affair. Everybody got through cleanly, but what was it like there fighting through traffic to get up to third?
Yeah, it was crazy. I in my mind I saw, the leaders tangle and I'm like, okay, there's going to be a caution, but then I was like, well, let's keep our foot in it just in case there's not. And luckily I did and Melfett, I kept him back there behind me there. So yeah, it seemed like every restart there was some kind of craziness going on. The restart that happened before that, when I think it was Butch and Opplinger got into it, I held my breath through that because I was just waiting on one of them to come up the track and take me out, but didn't happen. Thank God.
Well, Justin, you ran a fantastic race. You come home with a podium finish. Who do you want to thank for such a strong race car today?
Just FBR Motorsports. We're always helping each other out and goofing on each other mostly. But those guys, they're all fast, and I try to soak in as much as I can from them. And then Simrat Market, my sponsor, simratmarket.com. Check them out.
Some stuff, man. We appreciate you joining us. Congratulations on the podium, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
I appreciate it, Liam.
Justin Wilkinson, our third place finisher. Mike, you've got our second place. Chad Simpson.
Hey, Chad, Mike up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Well, that was a war of attrition here as you were able to work your way through the final few cautions and incidents there to bring home a P2. How was it racing out here at Bristol tonight?
A little loose, little tight, little dangerous. A little scary, a little bit of everything, just really surviving. You were right, attrition. A lot of crashes at the start were in the back, and a lot of crashes at the end were in the front, and I had to dodge those ones. So it was really just survival, and luckily I made it to the end.
Yeah, it definitely seemed that way. It looked like about halfway through a run, you'd kind of start almost saving your tires there to maybe get a little bit longer in the run, not have to pit so many times, but you were able to work your way through the field with this setup. How is this setting you up for a championship run here? Are you worried about that at the moment?
I need some help. Yeah, help would be good. I need to win. That'd be nice too. I think points are pretty tight up at the top. Once we get drops, and we'll just see how the last three races goes. I know we have Daytona in there as a complete wild card, so who really knows?
Yeah, it definitely seems like that. But anyway, you got 3 races left. You got a P2 here, working your way towards at least some sort of championship hope. Who do you want to thank for your second place finish tonight?
I have to thank Dr. Dabber, the FBR Simrig Accessories Creation Studio, Alice Engineering, SimMotion, Satellite Racing, FBR Motorsports, Bob putting the race on. He left early. Sorry for whatever happened to him. You guys with the broadcast, thanks for doing this. The fan club got a second place. Maybe someday we can get a first. And I guess that's it.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats again on your P2, and we look forward to talking to you maybe later in the season here.
All right, thanks, man. Hopefully next week.
Sounds good.
Well, and here we go with our race winner. Bentley Glazer gets it done for the first time this season. Bentley, it's Liam up in the booth. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. You put on a show today. You started from the pole. You led some laps early. Different strategy kind of got you back in the pack, but it seemed like you always had the fastest truck. What was it like racing out there in traffic?
That's tough. I was hoping for longer green runs, but we had that one long run at the end, and that saved me. I was able to get some passes done.
That long run towards the end, it really seemed to be working in your favor. What was going through your mind when that caution came out towards the end and that lead was erased?
I thought my race was over. I thought I was going to end up 5th or so. But I got good restarts and was able to make some passes that really.
Yeah, you made some really good passes on that initial restart. You were able to get up to the outside. Then on that single file restart, you and Heath Smith, you guys were racing hard there for a couple laps. You got a little bit loose and the contact was made, but describe racing with Heath for those couple of laps before that.
He was hanging in there pretty strong. I feel like if he didn't get loose and I didn't get loose at the same time, I don't think I would have passed him. But he got loose and I kind of slid up a little bit and hit him. I said sorry, but it's kind of both our faults.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough spot there coming together, but yeah, I think when you look at the replay, you won't hate yourself, I guess. I don't know. It was a really good show put together by you, and what does it take to get the job done here at Bristol, and who do you want to thank for such a strong run?
Just clean air helps a lot here. Track position. When everybody split their strategies, I was real worried about it, but it paid off. And I want to thank you guys in Western States Racing League for everything you guys do. And just glad to be in victory lane one more time on Tuesday night.
Some stuff, man. Congratulations on the race win. Bentley Glazer, a former champion, finds his way back to victory lane.
Thank you.
Should about do it for us here. Been a phenomenal show here tonight. Bentley Glazer gets it done over Chad Simpson and JTW, rounding out your podium.
I got Michael Melfelt Jr., Matthew Oppinger rounding out that top 5. Brian Barnes, Ryan Steele, Ray Partridge, Wayne Hutchinson, Julian Ricci with the top 10. Heath Smith, after that late race contact, wound up P11. Christian Bishop 12th. Justin Michael battled back to get 13th. Guy Baxter, Lyle Swearingen round out that top 15. Then you have James Lehman, Butch Davis, and Chad Stearns, the top 18 drivers.
To that, Barry Phil, Wayne Fleet. Then we start to get into the drivers who did not finish this race from 21st on back. Chris Samard, Rob Haynes, Charlie Widener, who was strong in the early and middle part of this race. Earl Weaver, Morris Bogan, David Weaver, Dennis Fuson, Daryl Scott, James Campbell, Bob Beltrami, Alan Bergen, Todd Miles, Sean Royer round out the field. Scott Kukas, Dan Brazington, William Fletcher get the shout out for joining the session, but they did not take the grid, so they will not be awarded any points here tonight. A fantastic show here at Bristol. Filled with cautions, but we did get our green flag run, some stories told, and differing strategies. Mike, what do you think here before the end?
I bet most of the drivers are glad to see these last 2 weeks put in the rearview mirror. We pack up, we head to Las Vegas, Daytona, and then championship week is going to be down in Phoenix as always.
Well, it's going to be a phenomenal couple of weeks coming our way. 3 completely different styles of racetracks to decide a champion. We'll get you updated on those dropped weeks as we move forward as well. But for all of us here at Sim Racing Media, I'm Liam Irvig with Mike DeMoney. Thanks for tuning in. And as you walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic. Have a good night, folks.